Morning, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Hour streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Tuesday morning. We have, again, forecast update for you here. What we're expecting as we head over today, next several days, as, again, the headline is going to continue to be more above average temperatures. And in fact, looking at the potential for some near record high temperatures Wednesday, Thursday, and again for the day on your Friday, as we're still kind of waiting for. We've seen little glimpses of fall, but we haven't really seen a prolonged stretch of fall-like weather. Almost a little concerning at this point that we're going to basically skip fall altogether and go straight from summer to winter. So we're still looking for some of those fall-like temperatures in the forecast. And again, the above-average temperatures, it headlines your weather headlines. It's going to be warmer today than it was yesterday. Not quite as warm, though, as it's going to be likely Wednesday, Thursday, and again into the day on your Friday. And then obviously the last headline, and probably the biggest headline, as I'm sure everyone's already seen the news and the headlines about Hurricane Milton that's expected to make landfall tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening along the Florida coast, along the western Florida coast near the Tampa and St. Petersburg area. Again, Milton yesterday, again, the big headlines was that Milton had become a Category 5 hurricane and had become one of the most intense hurricanes, both in terms of central pressure and sustained wind speeds in the Atlantic Basin. I believe it got down to 897 millibars, which was the sixth lowest recorded central pressure for an Atlantic Basin hurricane, and the sustained winds were up to 180 miles an hour, which I believe was tied for the fifth or sixth highest. Again, extremely intense hurricane. It has weakened some as it's kind of interacted with some land near the Yucatan Peninsula down near Cancun. But now expected to kind of lift back out to the north and east, and then eventually will be impacting Florida as we head into the day tomorrow. So that's obviously something that we're going to keep a very close eye on. So we check out and start with a look at your morning lows, though, again, not quite as chilly as it was yesterday morning, although, again, still chilly in some spots. It was a mix of 30s and 40s for most of the area early this morning, including here in Lincoln, where the thermometer dropped down to 41 degrees. Still 50 in Hastings, upper 30s in Grand Island this morning, low 30s for a few spots out there in the Nebraska Panhandle, including 33 in Chadron, 34 degrees in Alliance. Here in the Lincoln Metro, we had lows that were predominantly anywhere from the mid-40s to the low 50s. Some of those lower 50s on the south side of town. We did have one weather station there in the upper 30s in the far eastern sections of town. Here at the 1011 studios, our low this morning was 45 degrees on our Tempest weather station. Right now, again, you can see mainly sunny skies as we start our Tuesday. Temperatures back up to the low 50s as we head past the 9 o'clock hour. Calm winds, dew points right around 40 degrees. You can see visibility is at 6 miles. We do have a little bit of haze out there. There is some smoke, smoke that's been leading to some hazy conditions over the last day or two. That smoke coming from wildfires out to our west, not necessarily wildfires close to town, but wildfires out west. Temperatures across the Lincoln Metro generally sitting in the upper 40s to lower to middle 50s. There is a few spots into the upper 50s to near 60 on the southeast side of town. Temperatures across the state, upper 30s to upper 40s to upper 50s. A warm spot right now is in Grand Island. They're at 58 degrees. It's 53 in Hebron, 50 in Broken Bow, 47 right now in North Platte. Winds variable, but generally calm at less than 5 miles an hour for most locations. Satellite radar picture shows quiet conditions across the area with mainly clear skies. You check out the visible satellite imagery. Again, you can see not a whole lot happening. There's a few clouds kind of here and there, but otherwise fairly quiet. If we check out the mesoscale floaters here, we can take a look. This is the look right now at Hurricane Milton down there in the Gulf of Mexico. Again, intense storm. Again, eye is a little bit occluded at this point, but again, yesterday it had that pinhole eye, which again is indicative of a very intense hurricane, which it was yesterday and it again remains today. But again, you can see satellite radar back here at home, quiet like we already looked at. You zoom out, look at a regional view. Again, really nothing to talk about, nothing to see there. A national view, again, for the most part, nationally, things are quiet. All the action right now is down across the Gulf, where we can see, again, Hurricane Milton, and we can also see, again, some showers and thunderstorms out ahead of Milton, impacting South Florida and down towards the Florida Keys. So, again, this is going to be the headline and the thing we're going to be tracking really the most closely as we head over the next 24 to 48 hours. So if we look at the current conditions with Milton, right now it is down to a Category 4 storm. Again, you can see those winds sustained at 145 miles an hour, but still gusting to almost 200 miles an hour. Again, the sustained winds yesterday were up to 180 miles an hour, so it has backed down from where it was yesterday when it was a Category 5. So right now, Category 4, but as it kind of drifts back out to the east and to the northeast, it is expected to re-intensify, become a Category 5 again briefly, and then down to a Category 4 as we head into the day on Wednesday. And then it appears, again, maybe down to a high-end 3, low-end 4, as it looks to potentially make landfall Wednesday late afternoon into the evening. And again, this cone is where anywhere the center of the storm could be anywhere in that cone. But again, really, ever since Milton developed that forecast cone, the middle of it has really been centered over the Tampa and St. Petersburg area. So again, a lot of confidence that we think the Tampa and St. Petersburg area could be hit with some pretty catastrophic conditions from Hurricane Milton. Again, not only the wind, which could be gusting over 150 miles an hour, but we could be looking at 10 to 15 feet of storm surge in Tampa Bay itself, and then on top of that, rainfall amounts again potentially as high as 12 to 16 inches just north of the Tampa Bay area. In Tampa Bay itself, looks like maybe upwards of a foot of rainfall. So again, some pretty catastrophic conditions. Again, we've seen the news headlines. One of the biggest evacuations that Florida has seen since 2017. So again, a lot going on with Hurricane Milton. So if you look at the weather alerts, again, you can see most of Florida covered in either hurricane warnings, tropical storm warnings, storm surge warnings, whatever it might be. Back here at home, nothing really going on. If you look at the Skycast, as we head through the day today, mainly sunny skies, some hazy sunshine expected, but quiet conditions, no rainfall expected. Then as we head Tuesday into Wednesday, more of the same, as we'll continue to see mainly clear skies, a few passing clouds here and there as we head through the day on Wednesday, but really no moisture expected either today or for the day tomorrow, or again really for the next 7 days. You look at the 7-day precipitation potential. Again, obviously it's going to be highest right there with the track of Milton. Again, those yellows, we see that's 15 to 20 inches, 10 to 15 inches there. Again, a pretty good swath of that across parts of Florida. So again, catastrophic impacts expected down across much of central Florida. So again, keep those folks in your thoughts and prayers. If you have friends or family down there, again, hopefully they've again either moved out of the way, evacuated out of the way, or again are hunkered down. And again, back here at home, unfortunately, no moisture expected as we head over the course of the next week. Temperatures today going to be a little bit warmer than we were yesterday when most areas topped out in the 70s. So we're lower to middle 80s today. Again, our average high today in Lincoln is 71. So we're 12 degrees above average with a forecast of 83. 82 in Grand Island, also 83 in North Platte. Low temperatures tonight. We'll go upper 30s to upper 40s from west to east across the state. High temperatures tomorrow climbing even higher. We're going to be looking at mid to upper 80s across the state. These are spitting distance away from some records, including here in Lincoln. Wednesday night into Thursday, low 40s to low to mid 50s from west to east across the state. Thursday afternoon, again, it's upper 80s to right around 90 degrees for most of the state, including 89 in Lincoln, 88 in Grand Island, also 89 in North Platte. Into Friday morning, mid-40s to mid-upper 50s from west to east. And then Friday afternoon, again, cold front is going to drop through the state, so we can see northern Nebraska a little bit cooler with highs in the low 70s. Out ahead of that front, though, you have upper 70s to upper 80s to even low 90s for Friday afternoon, including right at 90 here in the capital city. So if you look at the extended forecast, we got the records on there. So 83 today, 88 on Wednesday, the record is 90. 89 on Thursday, the record's 91. 90 on Friday, the record's 94. So again, some warm temperatures heading our way as we head over the next couple days. We are a little bit cooler behind the front as we head Friday into Saturday. Still a good 10 to 15 degrees above average. By that time, I believe our average high is 69 degrees, so well above average on Saturday. Closer to average on Sunday and Monday, though. Sunday looks like low 70s, mostly sunny, dry, and then Monday, upper 60s, mostly sunny and dry. So, again, there's some of our fall-like weather that we are expecting. We have passed our average first freeze date. That was actually yesterday in Lincoln that we see our average first freeze is October 7th. You can see, obviously, as we head over the next several days, no threats of any freezes in the forecast. Sunday night into Monday, though, we could be looking at the potential for some frost with forecast low temperatures down into the middle 30s. So that is something we'll keep an eye on. Certainly wouldn't surprise me. While we may not see it in the next 5 to 6 days, it wouldn't surprise me. Again, certainly looking at the records and when we have seen our first freeze, if we didn't potentially see it sometime next week. So we'll obviously keep an eye on that. 10-day forecast for select cities across the state. Again, you can see kind of split. Next 5 days, still above average. Again, still warm, 80s, 90s. But then after that, Sunday through much of the week next week, that looks like a more prolonged stretch of fall-like conditions. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. And again, by that time, again, you get to Monday, the 14th. Our average high is 68 degrees. By the end of that period, the 17th, our average high is 66 degrees. So still looking at temperatures maybe 5 to 10 degrees above average by the middle part of the work week next week. But temperatures in the mid-70s are certainly a lot more comfortable than temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Precip forecast, again, unfortunately, we're still basically looking at blanks across the board as we head over the next week to 10 days. So still no good signs in the forecast that any meaningful moisture heading our way anytime soon. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. This takes us from October 15th to October 21st. Again, average highs in Lincoln during that time are 67 on the 15th, down to 64 on the 21st. But Climate Prediction Center is favoring above average temperatures during that time frame. But again, that doesn't necessarily mean 80s, but it could mean 70s, which again, I don't think anyone would be complaining about 70s. A little bit more comfortable for us. But again, above average temperatures, again, more of the same that we've seen really over the past 6 to 7 weeks. And then, unfortunately, the precipitation outlook also continues to favor below average precipitation during that time frame as well. So, again, Milton is going to make a lot of the headlines as we head over the next day or so, expected to make landfall tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening sometime right there in the Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg area. So, again, that's what we're going to be paying close attention to over the next several days. Again, if friends or family down there, certainly want to be in contact with them and make sure they can get out and get to a safe place. Again, likely going to see some pretty catastrophic impacts with Milton in terms of the wind, the rainfall, but again, probably most potentially deadly and impactful will be the storm surge, which, again, in the Tampa Bay area itself, it looks like they're forecasting 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. Charlotte Harbor, 6 to 10 feet of storm surge. Even down in the Florida Keys, they're still going to be looking at several feet of storm surge. Even on the other side of Florida, as you head across the eastern side of Florida, they're still going to be looking at upwards of maybe 3 to 5 feet of storm surge. So again, another powerful hurricane, another major hurricane going to be causing a lot of problems. Second one in as many weeks with Hurricane Helene last week. So we'll keep an eye on it. Again, not a lot happening here locally, but again, obviously we'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully we have something to talk about sooner rather than later. Again, we would certainly take at least a little bit of rain here. It would go a long way just to get something on the ground and kind of break our streak of dry conditions. But as I said, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep let you know what you need to know when we know it. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching again as always. Until next time, hope everyone has a nice Tuesday.